So today we are working on Adam's car, which sort of looks on fire. We've hit the nitrous button, but the car... Oh! 50 miles an hour! 51. Hi guys, Grant in the garage. Obviously not in the garage today, but for very good reason. So today I am working on Adam Henry's car, which you may know if you are on the Modified Abarth forum. If you're not, absolute stunner with a very, very high spec. But today, I've been very, very fortunate enough to deal with a company called Tuning Art. And what they have done is supplied some high spark ignition coils. Now, anyone that uprates ignition packs on their car will know that the benefits are not always that obvious. This is a company that has come about through popular demand from the Hong Kong market. Now, anyone that is familiar with Hong Kong will know that there is a lot of traffic, high ambient temperatures, high humidity, and cars don't tend to run that well. So here sort of has been developed a new ignition pack that helps deal with those sort of parameters. So it's hard to say whether we're going to notice a huge amount of difference. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to document the installation and hopefully notify of any differences at the end. More of an installation tip whilst we're looking at this part of the engine. So anyone who regularly works on their car or indeed works on anyone else's car will know that these clips were sent from hell. So the thing to be very, very vigilant with is that these yellow tabs have to be pulled all the way out separate to this quite fragile black plastic top. So make sure when you're pulling it you do not pull the whole unit together or you'll end up with a piece of plastic in your hand. Mindful of is that when you're applying any of the fasteners, such as this one to hold the rail down, this one for the earth, or in fact the ones that are actually holding the packs themselves in, they are only fasteners. They're not going to fly out of the engine without, so just be mindful of the fact that you are mostly just pressing it firmly against the top of the engine, not trying to drill your way through to the sump. So do not over tighten. So Ad's just in the process of putting the intake pipe back on. I'd say from start to finish, had I not been trying to take shots and document it, not that I at all mind, it was a 10-minute installation. So really a very, very easy part to access, I'd say, even for those of you that aren't particularly mechanically minded. It is just a few clips, and realistically you've then made a significant change to the car. So I would probably worth mentioning at this point, they are not cheap, but if you spent thousands of pounds on an engine, you may look at tyres and think, well, tyres are quite expensive, but ultimately any amount of work that you have done to the engine can't be distributed to the one connecting point to the floor unless you spend the money on the tyres. So albeit not related, you spend money on the tyres. And there's very much the same situation with the coil packs. That you could spend thousands again on an engine setup to refine the way that air comes in and air flows out with intakes and exhaust, bigger injectors for more fuel, bigger turbocharger for more power. But if you don't uprate the components that ultimately allow the engine to perform its most natural function, you're never going to get the very, very best out of the car. So, would I advise uprating coil packs? Yes, I would. Did we have an option to really uprate coil packs until now? No. So hopefully these high spark options will be something that we can look into the future. And we're about to go out and test the car and hopefully document. I was going to wait until we got back, but it is worth remarking that immediately there are noticeable differences. Now this car has done 13,000 miles. The car is probably not an ideal candidate to get the best black and white sort of comparison of what these coil packs can in fact do to transform your car. But straight away we have noticed a cleaner, less lumpy idle, not that it had one really to start, and under load it pulls far more effectively. I mean, let's face it, it's not like we've hit the nitrous button, but the car feels smoother, the car feels more effective, more potent, and something we have noticed straight away is that moving up into the higher rev ranges, the car continues to pull. Now, I guess with anything, unfortunately, there is always going to be a placebo effect. However, we have done 3 or 4 tests so far, and each one appears to have improvements. So of course we're going to continue the rest of the journey, another 20 minutes or so in the car. As the car gets hotter we may see further improvements as well. But at this point, very impressed. This isn't really showing anything, but who doesn't love Abarth related noises, eh? Oh, 50 miles an hour. 51. Decelerating down from a steady 40. So guys, we have been for the test drive, we've just come back, and it is a resounding success. The car is smoother on idle, the car runs better, pulls better, especially up top. As I say, it's not a cheap upgrade, but if you really are looking to extract every last ounce of drivability and performance from your car, it is an absolute go-to. I mean, this car behind me was not an ideal candidate. You know, coil packs, as they even state on their website, may break down after 30 or 40,000 kilometers. This car's done 13,000 miles. It's been treated well its entire life. There really shouldn't be that much in the way of deterioration at all. You know, manufacturer coil packs, especially on Abarth, really are of good quality, as are indeed the spark plugs. They're iridium tipped from standard. So to really notice as much of a difference as we have, should I say, is very impressive nonetheless, and certainly something that I could wholesomely recommend, and Adam, who indeed now is better off for having them. So yeah, it's a very different sort of video. I don't really do product reviews and things like that. The fact I'm a little bit handy with a spanner and I know the car's inside out, so obviously know where the improvements are is helpful. So if anyone is watching this video wondering about coil packs and where to go to, you know what to do. So I will put a link down below to show where you can buy them from. As I say, the company is Tuning Art, and any more further assistance, leave a comment below. But if you have enjoyed this video, please like, please subscribe, and if this is something that you've enjoyed watching, a product installation and a review of sorts, then I will see what I can do for future videos.